How to write a persuasive sales letter? This is the third episode of 3 regarding the most important questions to answer before writing a single letter on a blank page in order to sell something. In the previous 2 episodes, I underlined the most important questions about the ideal client and the product and offer creation. I spoke about the importance of identifying who your ideal client is and all the questions you need to answer in order to create empathy with the reader. In the other video, you have learned the most important questions you must ask yourself to create the best offer. If you haven't watched these videos yet, I urge you to watch them at the end of this video. I put the link on the description below, and you can also find the link to the first episode here. In this video, I want to share my 5-step process to create a compelling story. I want to help you understand how to create the story behind a product or a service and the story behind your company as well. The story is one of the most undervalued persuasion strategies that you should use in your marketing to persuade your ideal customer to buy what you are selling. Every company, every product built has a story. People want to know the reasons why your company exists, why you decided to create your business, and so on. This is why I urge you to answer all the questions regarding the ideal client. The story is a powerful weapon for 3 different reasons. Reason number 1. As human beings, we are more than willing to know a story. We are attracted to the stories. In our infancy, our mother read us stories, told us stories about a special character, and we were more than willing to listen to these adventures. Reason number 2. When someone tells us, I have a story to share, we are all ears, and normally we don't think that someone is going to sell us something with a story. So, our defenses are at the minimum level. Instead, when you are in a sales mode, your potential client pays different attention because he knows you will ask him money. Reason number 3. A story, if created correctly, conveys emotions that are the best weapons to sell anything to anyone. By eliciting emotions, you are speaking directly to the people's subconscious, and they are attracted by what you are saying, especially if the story is related to something they have experienced. Bear with me in this video and I tell you everything you need to know in order to create your compelling story. Before sharing this knowledge, I suggest you subscribe to my channel and turn the notification on to be notified every time I upload a new daily video. If you like this type of content, tap on the like button as well. First of all, I want you to know that the story you are going to create is not casual. The story behind the product should be related to the story your potential customer is living that your product or service will solve. This is the main reason why I decided to share the story process creation in the 3rd episode of this mini-series. Your potential client has to think something like this. What if this person has lived the same problems I'm facing right now? He knows how I'm feeling, my frustrations, my way of thinking, and most probably he has a solution. His story is amazing and it is very similar to my experience. So, these are the 5 steps you should master if you want to create a compelling story. Step number 1, difficulties. You introduce the antagonist, the opponent, the bad character. Step number 2, the path to the solution. You introduce the main character, the good one. Step number 3, the impressive results. Step number 4, the revelation. Step number 5, your successful recipe. Wow, this is an amazing topic. Let's start with step number 1, introducing difficulties. Without problems, there is nothing to fix. And if you don't elicit problems, people don't pay attention to your solution. These are the basic steps to sell anything to anyone. In the first step, we need to focus the attention to the problems we have already fixed by sharing our experiences with the audience. In this case, the problems represent the antagonist, the evil character. Share the beginning of your story by speaking about obstacles that prevented you from reaching the specific results you were looking for. Talk about your frustrations, your struggles, your feelings, all the emotional situations you were living regarding your ambitions. I prefer telling you this important thing once again. When creating your story, you should have answered all the questions of the first questionnaire regarding your ideal client. So, you should know exactly what type of problems and frustrations he wants to solve. This is the reason why, at the beginning of your story, you have to adapt the problems you are describing to the situations your ideal customer is living. The main goal is to create an association named empathy. Listen to me. Once a person feels understood, you have captured his attention and you can guide him through the solution. The more you are able to create a compelling story in which your audience identifies themselves, the more you will gain persuasion power. I have two main questions I want to share with you in this first step. Question number one. What are the problems you wanted to fix that represent the reasons why you have created your product or service? And question number two. What is the critical moment in which you have decided that something had to change? Now, we have identified and shown the antagonist, the bad character, to our audience. Let's proceed to the next step, number two, the path to the solution. In this section, we want to introduce the main character, the good one, the person who decided to take specific action in order to fix his problem. That is the same problem your target audience is living exactly right now. In this section, I want you to answer to these two specific questions. Question number one. What path did you follow in order to fix your problem? What did you do? Question number two. What did you experience in order to find a solution? Talk about what you have done in detail. Let me share with you a brief example by unifying the first two steps. I want to continue speaking about the topic I chose in the previous questionnaires. How to create a website with WordPress. Story could be something like this. In my career as a professional, I finally understood that I needed a website. Even if I used to work especially with word of mouth, I finally understood the enormous possibilities a website can give you if built properly. But I didn't want to go to web agencies because they were very expensive and I needed to wait too much time to have my website ready. At the same time, I didn't have any language programming skills and didn't know where to start. What a mess! I was looking for a solution on Google and casually I found a guy on YouTube that was speaking about how to create a website with WordPress. I invested 4 hours per day in order to understand the basics of creating a website with this fantastic tool. I invested many hours in doing research and put what I was learning into practice. I made a test website just to understand how this platform works. And once I focused my mind on the main features available, I was able to create a complete website in just 5 hours. Okay, this is a very short story just for training purposes, but I did what I have explained minutes ago. Obviously, you can dive deep into the story by eliciting emotions you lived, obstacles, and so on. Let's go to the step number 3, the impressive results. In this section of your story, you have to talk about the amazing results you got once you have discovered the solution. Do not limit your story by explaining just the basic results you were looking for, but explain what you have discovered during your amazing path that allows you to get incredible results you couldn't have imagined at the beginning. Your primary goal is to impress your target audience with the outcome you got. At the same time, I want you to be humble. You need to understand that the more empathy you are able to generate, the more products or services you are going to sell. So, don't be the super genius capable of doing everything. By doing so, your audience will be scared and you are not creating empathy at all, okay? So, focus your attention on surprising your audience, use a humble voice tone, and speak about results that even your audience would like to obtain. Let's switch to step number 4, the revelation. I have 2 questions for you that can help you describe this part of this story. Question number 1. What is the difference that made all the difference? What is your secret? And question number 2. What did you discover that allows you to have the ha-ha moment? What's the epiphany? The main goal of this section is to let your audience live the same emotions that you had live at that specific moment. You are sharing a story that takes people through an emotional experience that got you excited about the new opportunity you are presenting to them. Something happened to you at some point in your life. You had an amazing experience that caused an epiphany. Do not forget that people don't buy something logically. They buy based on emotion. Then they use logic to justify the purchase decision they have already made. If you don't have an emotional connection with your audience, you won't be able to sell anything. Keep it in mind. Now, let's move to the final point of the story. Step number 5, your successful recipe. In this final step, you're going to share your successful recipe, the perfect step-by-step process you have discovered to fix the initial problem. Maybe there is a secret ingredient that you have found regarding the solution you want to provide to your audience. How to do that specific thing in your new way. Enjoy yourself to share all about the solution you have discovered, invented, crafted in the most compelling way. For this specific step, you should learn how to write compelling bullet points in your sales letter. I mean, describing things with tons of curiosity by using the correct words. Copy is a great skill, and I will create other videos to help you master this skill properly. So, if you haven't done it yet, subscribe to my channel and click on the bell to be notified every time I upload new valuable content. If you find the information I shared valuable, or if you think this information can help other people, feel free to share the video with anyone you want. It's a pleasure for me. And let me know your point of view by leaving a comment below this video. Keep in touch in the next episode.